Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today, we're gonna do more notes, obviously. Last time, we covered a lot of notes in this direction. Today, we're gonna cover the notes in this area. It looks like a very small area on the map, but it's actually a lot of notes here, like a lot. So this one is gonna be pretty rapid fire. So enough said, let's start. So our starting point, if I get my compass, and GPS, not compass, map and GPS up. This is our starting point, these coordinates. If you want a visual reference, this is what the area looks like. This is what the area looks like. You have a waterfall coming down, which gives birth to this purple river. It flows next to this pillar with the spikes on top, where it cuts to the right or the left. And I'm starting on top of the pillar, but you might not be able to get up here, so we can land next to the pillar on the right side, right next to the river here. So we have that big pillar to our left. The waterfall is behind us there, and you can see the river continues that way and this way. This way, as you can see, there is a charge node and a bridge right next to you. Again, just because some people want me to show the chords more, here's the chords and the map location. And what you want to do is that you want to look up just a little bit. So if you look straight across the river and you look up, you see there is a plateau there that we can stay on. There's a pillar right next to it again. And there's also an even more elevated platform on our right. But we want to go to the one in the middle here. So get yourself up on this one. That we are right here. What the area looks like now. Again, here's the map and the chords. And you can see that there is some red crystal. So you can first walk to that red crystal, or towards it. Brings you kind of to this open space away from all that grass. Here you can either walk down to the left or you can walk up to the right. And you want to walk up to the right. And from here, it's very simple. You can see there is kind of a path here where there is no plants, and you want to just follow that path. Like a game trail. Follow the game trail forward. See, it opens a little bit on your left, but you just keep going. Here's the surrounding area, just so you know. Just keep going. Until eventually, you reach a dead end. But that's not a problem, because once you reach the dead end here, among these two bumpy rocks, or sharp rocks, pointy rocks, this guy can stop bothering me, there we go. You have a Rockwell note. And this is Rockwell number 25. 70.2 by 45.4. And then, from the Rockwell note, move towards the dead end. Until you reach the cliff like this. Here's the chords, this area. So you have a path below, which goes on the left to the water, and on the right, it leads to those crystals, and then it goes around and continues that way. What you want to do is that when you want to look towards the river, then you want to look up. You want to look up. Straight up. And as you can see, there is a platform up there. This platform. Very high up. It's very easy to miss this, but this is indeed a note. This is an Extinction Chronicle note. This is number 12 at 69.1 by 46.3. And then for our next note, we want to go back to the river. This is where we were at the beginning. You can see the big spiky one that we started at. This time, however, with the waterfall behind you, so the waterfall is right behind there. The waterfall behind you, you have this intersection of the river where you can either take a right or take a left. You want to take left to follow the river to the left. That is in a eastern direction. And when you follow it east, like this, you see there's a beach on your right. You can easily go in and out of the river. However, you can also see that the river, the beach eventually ends and is replaced by like a rocky little rocky phase right there. Rock wall. So when the river ends, that's when you want to take right. So from the beach, from the river, you want to go inland around this rocky thing. So there's a game trail up here. Like that. And you can see there's a pointy rock as soon as you walk up from the beach. Pointy rock. Ignore that one. But there's another one a little bit further inwards. Or actually, it is following the river, but just inland. If you follow the river a bit more, from this pointy rock, you should see that other pointy rock. And behind that pointy rock, we have our note. This is Helena Note number 23. At, let me get this. 67.3 by 45.4. This is another defining part of this landscape, I suppose. The little rock with the spikes on it. And then one final time, we start at the river intersection to get to the next note. So once again, the waterfall is back there. You can't see it right now, but yeah, you can kind of see it there. Waterfall behind you. You want to turn to the left river again, just like before. This time, though, instead of walking up here, you want to continue a little bit longer, and you should see this text structure with red crystals growing on it. And you want to go on the right side of that. So you want to have that between you and the river. So go on the back side here, and you can see there's another red crystal there standing right next to it. Go to that crystal and just kind of walk along it. And among some of these smaller crystals, you'll find Rockwell number 26 at 67.6 by 46.6. And then starting at this text structure that we were just at, here's the coordinates. If I fly on the other side, you'll see the river once again. But starting from this structure, you actually want to go down to the river. So go down to the river right here. So that you can look at the river and you can have the text structure on your right. Then just turn behind you and there's a pathway there. You can see there's a pretty clear walkway here. If you look at the walkway, river should be behind you, text structure should be on the left. So now what you want to do is just follow this road. Then you'll quickly get to a little split in the road, so you can take a right or straight forward, and you want to go straight forward. Then it'll naturally turn around to the left, and you just continue following it. You'll come across more red crystal, walk past those, until you eventually end up at this text structure right here. Another one on the left. And in front of it, you have 3 rocks. And on the left one, there's a little grad journal, Trent number 2, at 70.9 by 49.1. What you want to do next is go back to the first of those text spikes that we were at recently. This is the one next to the river at these coordinates. You can also see that there is a waterfall pretty close. Go to that text structure. However, you want to go to the other side of the river. So that text structure, get across to the other side of the river, and you should come to this fairly open space right here. And with the text structure behind you, you can see that there's a pathway that goes straight in this way. I think that is north. Yeah, that's north. So follow along this path, and you should see very soon that these pointy rocks appear on your left. So you have 1, 2, and then a 3. And then the next thing forming on your left are these weird, I don't even know what these are. Mushrooms, fungus, or infected plant or whatever. You can see a bunch of them form. And the one that's closest to the road, this one, on the bottom of it, we have Helena Note number 22 at 63.7 by 47.3. And then from this note, or this general location, these are the chords. You should see that there is a structure right here. That weird track that goes all over the map is right here. Roughly at these coordinates. Should be pretty easy to find. And where it kind of sharply bends right here, you want to go to the bottom of that leg. That leg, the one that actually hits the ground right here. Once on the bottom of this leg, just walk right next to it, where it kind of curves upwards above you, and you have Grad Journal Boris number 3 right next to it at 63.7 by 48.9. And then from this leg that we found the Boris note, so these are the general chords, and this is the structure you'll use as a landmark. From this leg where the Boris note is at, these are the chords at the leg. If you stand next to the leg with the track up there on your right, you look straight forward, you see that there is a little plateau up there. There's a pillar on the left there. You want to get up on that plateau. Right here. That is where we're at. This is the surroundings. Where we're at. Red crystal there as well. Right next to this pillar, though, that should be on your left, just walk next to it, follow it a little bit. You can see that Rockwell number 22 is sitting right on the bottom of it. 61.8 by 48.0. And then staying in this same area again, here's the chords. Above us, that train track that bends. Boris note was down there. Rockwell note is right there. And if you're standing on this plateau and you're looking in away from the track, you see that there's some crystal there on the right. Then there's a text structure pretty much straight ahead. And if you go to that text structure, you should see that on the left of it, kind of hidden among these plants, we have Diana note number 20 at 60.5 by 47.0. Sorry, 0.6. So the last 4 notes we're going to do in a rapid fire mode. So if you're looking for one of them in particular, you got to just kind of watch through the whole thing, I suppose, because they were all incredibly close to each other. So it's going to be kind of a waste of time going through them individually. So we're starting at the same place as before. We have our track right here that kind of bends sharply. The Boris journal, if you found that, is right down there. So when you're standing underneath this track and underneath this support beam, here are the chords and here's the map. Get an idea. When you stand here, you can see there are some red crystals there. So you want to walk towards those. And you can see there's a track going up and there's a red crystal in the distance there. So you want to walk towards that other red crystal. So you have your crystals right here. And you'll see another crystal in the distance. Walk towards that. But before you reach it, you'll see that we get to this place that has a bunch of these pointy rocks dotted all over the place. And the first 2 that you reach that are right here, right underneath the support beams right here, you find these two rocks right here. One is pointy, one is dull. So you want to walk on the right side of those. You get kind of close to the edge over there. Walk to the next rock, which is kind of two sharp edges, 2 points. Walk on the right side of that as well. You'll come to a round rock, pretty close to the side of the cliff there. And you can see there is a Rockwell note next to it. Rockwell number 21 at 63.9 by 51.1. And then from here, walk to these red crystals. Walks towards them. Walk on this side that has this little cliff area on the opposite side of the trail. So walk on this side, and here you have Helena Note number 21. 63.3 by 51.9. Then what you want to do is that you want to get up on this little ledge. So get up this ledge right here. So crystal behind us. You see a charge node. And next to the charge node, if you look towards the charge node with that crystal behind us, see that there is that tall whatever thing, tree, rocky tree, whatever. And if you go behind that, you have Rockwell number 28 at 62.1 by 52.5. And finally, if you look east, you see more red crystal. So walk towards those red crystals, and right before you reach them, like when the first harvestable one is right here, look to your right. Next to this pointy rock, there is another Meiyin note. This is Meiyin 21, 62.3 by 53.4. All of those are really close to each other, and using them as landmarks to find the next is probably the easiest way to find them. And with that, we've covered all the notes for this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week with the next episode. Goodbye.